Hi, it's Melissa. Today I'm in the greenhouse with these potatoes that I already chitted from I think it was December I got them. So they were sitting on a bright windowsill in my utility, so they've been shooting out, like they do in your cupboard anyway. And yes, you can plant those, but it is generally better to buy some seed potatoes. I'm just going to reuse, that is something growing, crawling up my arm. I'm just going to use these potato pots that I used last year for my earlies, which are the first potatoes that you harvest, those lovely new potatoes. And this actually was used to overwinter some carrots. The carrots are pretty much all out, but you can see that it's a pot that you can lift out, and it's very useful for getting the potatoes out of the sides rather than having to dig in, which means your potato plants can continue to grow whilst you harvest them as they continue to produce the tubers, which is the bit that you eat. So anyway, we're going to reuse these. So the first thing is, there's my chitty potatoes. I'm going to scrape off this strulch, which is great stuff for retaining moisture. I've got a little rogue carrot that made it through. And at this point, I should say, this is not going to be impressive. There you go, it's out. It's a snack. Even this tiny carrot will taste absolutely amazing just for me. And in case you're interested, you should probably think about joining Behold a Mighty Harvest, which is a group I'm on in Reddit, where we share these things, feeding many villages and village idiots for tens of days. Anyway, back to the pot, and you can also see that I've got these little rocket plants that are going to need to come out. I do sow loads of rocket because you can just yoink it out like I'm doing right now. Get the whole root ball if you can, and then we'll pop those up later, grow them on, and you can plant them amongst your ornamental planting. So they don't go to waste, they are going to be used, and you can have some beautiful salads out of them. But obviously I don't necessarily want them competing at all with my potatoes. So they're coming out, and then we're just going to reuse this soil. Now, it's worth bearing in mind that yes, I am reusing soil in a pot, and potatoes are hungry plants. We're not going to be just filling it back up with this exact soil. I'm keeping the soil because it's got the soil microorganisms which help root development. I don't see the point in throwing the entire lot away because there won't be any. Oh, there's another little carrot. There won't be any sort of particular diseases to worry about. So we're going to reduce it down to about 10 centimetres of soil, and here comes the first chitty potato. You can see all the shoots are coming out. It's gone a bit wrinkly because it's getting tired, but that's where the energy is, and we're going to just plonk it on the surface for now. Give it a bit of space. I am maxing out at 3 seed potatoes. Really, 2 is better because they'll have more room to grow slightly bigger potatoes, but I like to harvest them as new potatoes, so those tend to be a little bit on the smaller side, and they taste amazing. So we're just literally going to cover them up. They're going to shoot out, and then we'll keep covering them up. Generally, you would want to use something like composted manure or something quite rich, a nice rich soil on the top. I'm just going to plonk the label in there. And then I'm just going to reuse that strulch because it's good for putting off the slugs. They're not keen on it, and they won't be tempted to come and eat my new shoots as the potatoes shoot out. So there's 3 of those done. So we've got 9 seed potatoes on the go, and here comes the rocket. So I'm just going to plonk it all basically in some potting up trays. And these will go out in what's called edimental planting. So it's your ornamentals and your edibles all together. Because I like matrix planting where the different levels of roots and foliage actually help to look after each other. You've got like a plant community. They're fixing soil bacteria, which are very good for transferring nutrients into the plant. And it just means that harvesting is easier because you're not necessarily having to go to dedicated beds for your salad crops. So you can just grow these on over winter. They want somewhere with light but not overly bright, because then they'll bolt and you'll just end up with flowers instead of salad. Anyway, that's what we're going to do for today, and I'll see you next time.